and good morning, guys. Welcome back to another video. Hopefully that phone call interruption didn't just, kind of ruin the whole beautiful sound of the Duramax taking off there. So today we're headed over to the warehouse. It's time to get back cranking on the flex ramp project that we've been working on. And you may or may not have guessed by the fact that I'm driving the Duramax that I'm kind of anticipating. I don't want to guarantee it because, every time I guarantee it, it's probably not going to happen. But I'm anticipating the fact that we might actually be able to drive the truck up on it today and do some testing. Dave's already over there. He's already been working on the actual ramp portion of it. If you remember, we kind of finished the stand portion, or the elephant stand as we're calling it, and so we just need a ramp to get up there, which the ramp's a little bit complex in itself because for whatever reason we seem to like to overcomplicate things. So yeah, we're gonna head over there, meet up with Dave, and like I said, hopefully try it out today. Oh, looks like Dave made us a cup of coffee. Dave? What? Dave! Dave, I heard you've been working real hard over here, buddy. I found this cup of coffee.
Man, you know just what I like,
right?
Man.
Well, normally I find a sandwich and I was like, oh my God, I found a cup of coffee. I don't know what to do with it. I'll give it to my good buddy Dave.
Man, that's nice, dude.
Well, hey man, I heard you've been over here working hard.
Man, I was pretty excited this morning. I'm afraid though that she's all clamped up and like,
that's all right.
I don't think it's a good idea to move it.
No, I don't either, man. Woo!
But
looking good, buddy.
She's all welded down, and then...
Hey Dave, come on in.
Like,
I'm a big sucker for a flatbed, and I also like flatbeds like that where they're actually full boxed down. That's a good look right there. Dave, maybe we'll get you one of those.
That's fine with me.
Dave, dude, I found your truck right here, buddy.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Right, this thing's sweet. We need this at the shop. Oh, how about some of this, Dave?
A
little 1/2 inch?
Yeah, man.
All right.
About 1 by 1 by
1 by 1 by 1/8 inch. How about one of these? Look at this guy. Dave already got the van loaded up while I was paying. Great work, buddy. Great work. We got another tank of argon in there? What?
Yeah, dude. Just in case we run out.
Nice. Well, I don't know how the Chick-fil-A does it where you guys are at, but apparently over here, they literally have an employee that works for bridging from the window to your vehicle to hand you your food. Dave, why is that?
Great location. That's why.
So we've got our 1/2 inch square tube, and the reason we're using this is we want to hold all of our bars down about 1/2 inch. That way the tire kind of has like a little well to sit down into. Same with the ramp. So we're just basically going to slide these under all of our cross members here. All right, Dave, let's take her out. Woo! So far, so good. She's still together. Look at that.
Now, how about
Woo! All right, want some clamps? All right.
I reckon we just shoot down like so, right?
Yep, follow that angle, switch to the ground. So Dave's measuring out the angle here on what our cut's gonna be for our miter. 54.7 degrees, all right. So now we're gonna set the gauge on the saw here. And obviously, you don't have quite as precise increments over there, nor do we really trust that as much as we trust putting the angle finder in there and just using that to mark out. So Dave is currently grinding the uprights for our ramp portion. These are going to go right in here. And obviously, weirdly the ramp's gonna get put away, but we still like to focus on aesthetics and making it cool. So you'll see right now as Dave goes to put one of these in place. We've got our 2 uprights clamped into place. Now we're gonna tack them in before we start kind of building the rest of the ramp off of that setup. Biddy. We got our center cross support in place. Dave's about to tack that in. Dave, I take back everything I said, man. You are just as nimble as you've been your whole life. Now we're pulling off the clamps. Obviously everything is tacked in place. We want to kind of finish weld around all of these pieces prior to putting anything else in at the moment. Nothing fell apart yet, Dave? That's a good sign. I think you're good, buddy. Careful, man. I welded those. Be careful. No, you did it. You did it.
That shouldn't work. I mean, that's a testament to welding. There's no geometry to keep that from failing right now.
Well, hey, buddy, go get your kids.
Alright, man, I'm gonna go get my kids.
Alright. So typically if we would have got further and like actually tested the truck today, I would have called this a video and we'd been good, but I'm not gonna leave you guys hanging like this on just kind of a half a video. So we're gonna come back tomorrow, do some more work on this.
Do not roll the outro.
And we are back from our commercial break. Did you eat your Wheaties yesterday or this morning or something? What's going on?
What we have, well, I had 2 McDonald's cheeseburgers for $3.
For breakfast?
No, for supper last night.
Oh, okay. So we are back here with day 2 and the continuation of this video. You know, I stayed last night and welded up like part of this.
Anybody can get something started, but it takes a professional to finish it.
That's right. Are we gonna find a professional somewhere?
I don't know. I don't know. It's just something I've heard.
So clearly it looks like Dave is working on our lower bracing portion here of the ramp.
Mm-hmm.
How's it going, Dave? Because I know we're working with some weird funky angles again.
Well, it's good. I figured.
Did we set ourselves up to just struggle with these angles by designing the thing this way?
Amateur hour over here. Well, I'll say it's enough to keep me interested.
All right, good.
Does that make sense? Like, it's not something that, like, you need to be a carpenter to sort it out, you know? Like, there's carpentry here.
All right, Dave, so we've made some weird funky cut on this thing. Dave's excited. So we've been trying to avoid making any kind of weird, like, over complex cuts on this thing. But I think we just successfully pulled that one off, huh, buddy?
I happened to watch the video of us manufacturing this thing, and you know I'm a huge fan of any comment, all of them. But one thing I want to point out is why a TIG? Like, why would you TIG this thing where a MIG so much faster? For what it's worth, MIG is like, if you haven't ever welded, then pick up a MIG, which is, it has a big handle on it, you pull the trigger, and then it squirts out wire and electricity, and so you could have your other hand, you know, doing Lord knows what over here, and you could MIG like this, which is handy, like, because if you think about having to get in here with 2 hands, well, that's like more complicated. Like, you could be hanging off of a balcony and MIG this. By the same token, you could do it with a stick. But the thing is, MIG is violently messy. Somebody said, hey, you're not wearing welding gloves? Well, so here's the welding glove that you use for MIG or stick. You know why? Because there's the sea of sparks and molten steel, and then really, like,
yeah, we wear the
you'd
thinnest
be
gloves.
just fine. You could be wearing flip-flops. The point of what I'm saying is, in 2004, when I showed up in San Diego, and we were on a framing site, I pulled my miter saw out onto the subfloor, and the carpenters in charge were like, what's this miter saw doing on my framing job site? My grandpappy did it with the circ saw. My pappy did it with the circ saw. And I'm gonna do all my framing with the circ saw. So take your miter saw and get out. If you look at any framing job site today, there's miter saws. Like, nobody is framing a house without a miter saw. I guess my point is, like, if you have reasons for something, like, do it, because a miter saw makes all the blocking in between everything perfect. It makes everything better.
Right.
And in the end, it's faster than doing everything with
and I think here's one thing that, like, people that are probably saying, why aren't you MIGing? Probably don't TIG, and they probably only MIG everything. So kind of today's point as well, though.
My grandpappy MIG,
well,
my daddy MIG.
Well, if all you know is MIG welding, then by all means, pull out your MIG welder and MIG weld. Like, you know, this may or may not be the time to learn to do something else. But to us, and if you ever look at, like, probably can't even say that word, weld P on Instagram.
He just said the P word.
All the, like, beautiful titanium, like, headers and all that stuff that's all welded up, like, the most beautiful stuff is TIG welded.
If you're MIGing, then the first thing that you do after you're always reaming out your thing to keep it clean because it's
well, and snipping your wire.
It's gross. I mean, it's like it's this violent, like you're just taking this wire and you're like globbing it on in this crazy way, and then you get done and you have all this spatter all over the place. And the next thing you do is you take some kind of dull spatula like this and you shave off what you can with the spatula. This is just the spatter because your weld is welded, and now you're shaving it all off, and then there's some spatter that's left, and now you can grind it. Or, okay, so like when you're done welding with the MIG, you ain't done. You got to clean that shit up. When we weld with the TIG, we're done. We're done. Like there is no clean. It is clean. There is no clean. And so the time, like what it costs for the argon, we make up in the labor. It's actually cheaper because you're saving that much more time where you're not cleaning it. And if you're not cleaning something, then it looks better.
All right, get your wire brush, your hammer, hit it, clean it. So we've got our horizontal leg over there done and welded in. Dave. We'll wait for Dave. All right, Dave's starting to cut the horizontal support for this side now. I do have to say though, I'm getting a little worried of the overall weight of the ramp because it's already pretty heavy, and we've still got our our other support bars that are gonna go on here in the centers, but after these two bars, I think we're about maxed out on the weight of this thing. Go ahead, Dave, you got a comment to make?
I do, you ready?
Yep. Apparently Dave's coming with me to every show from now on to be able to help me carry this thing. So you guys will be able to see Dave, because I know a lot of you guys ask at the shows that I go to where Dave is.
Is that an invite?
Yeah, dude. So now that both horizontals are done, we're gonna come in with our, what are we gonna call this?
Mid-span column. Mid-span column,
all right. So our mid-span column is going to be, there you go, like that, but longer. And that'll tie into the bottom, and then essentially that is the last two pieces that are gonna go on here, except for our little whatever method we're going to use to attach the ramp to the elephant stand.
I think it's going to work, dude. Like, I mean, I want diagonals on that, and I want the mid-span column on this one. I say we put a truck on it. I think it's going to work.
So Dave has to go get his kids again today, which means we can either leave you guys hanging for day 2, but I don't want to do that, or we just say screw it and we risk it and we try to put the truck on it right now.
Hey, if we start coming up and everything starts shifting and getting crazy, then we'll just keep going with the plan, you know? Or I think it's probably going to work.
All right, well, move your van. I'll go get a truck. Yep, what could go wrong, Dave? What could go wrong? Obviously, we're going to end up welding tabs on here to where we can bolt these together to drive the truck on, then unbolt the ramp and pull it off. But since we're kind of, you know, crunch time right now just to get it done, Dave's gonna end up clamping it together. That way, like, they don't separate on the way up, because that would be very catastrophic. You trust it, Dave?
Don't break my clamps.
Saying don't, just go for it.
Well,
Alright, we'll go slow. We'll go slow.
We'll know.
So I got the ramp is doing great. I might have had a heart attack, and legitimately, like, you guys, like, the truck could, it feels like, be pushed over right now. I mean, you can see it. I don't know if you can see how much it rocks with just like me lifting my toe up underneath it. But we might have gone too tall, Dave. So I'm really curious if I air up this other side, because no joke right now, guys, like, I'm thoroughly convinced the truck's gonna tip over, which it may or may not, but to me it sure feels like it's gonna. So I wonder if I air up this airbag, if it'll like start to play a different geometry game there.
I'm not willing to conclude that the ramp is too tall. Woo! No, you got everything's higher off the ground. That's helping. Yeah.
Man, does it feel good to be back on Earth?
Yeah, this looks pretty good. Let's try it. It's looking good. Too tall, come on.
Let me just say, I am 1,000 times more comfortable backing that booger onto the ramp than ever going forward on that thing. Hey, Carlos, if you're listening, I give you props for driving your truck up forward onto your ramp. It's gonna take me a minute to get comfortable doing that one for sure. But, hey, what do you know? At least we're on the ramp. Like, we didn't, it's not for nothing. Oh shoot, Doc, pull the ramp off.
You want to see it without it?
Well, let's see if it like flips over when we pull the ramp off. Get ready to run, Dave.
Oh, great. Should have done this one last.
Yeah. All right, yeah, crawl up under the truck and get that one. Hey, let me keep my foot on this. I think you're good, dude. I don't see nothing going anywhere. What's that sound? You got this, buddy. I do worry about it going like sideways, flipping out. The lateral pressure.
Well, there's a couple of things that are like really working for us.
All right, and there she is, ladies and gentlemen. Probably always going to be on the back tire, unless I ever somehow get the balls and have enough counterweight in there to try it on the front and get comfortable doing it on the front tire, but. She's up. I think it looks sick. I think it looks sick because the actual rear four-link bar is like kind of parallel to the ground. It's kind of a cool look. Gets you a nice good look at the wheel. And then, you know, I don't want to be like Carlos and like both of us be up on the front tire. You know, that's lame and weird. Great work, buddy.
Yeah, dog.
Great work.
Yeah, man.
I will say, I think we definitely maxed out our height. Look at how little of the tire is on the ground on this side. It is just barely there. All right, let's make sure we didn't rip an airbag out too. That's kind of important. We don't want to rip our airbags. It's a little tight. I think we're looking good, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're looking real good. That Ultimate Air Ride rear end is coming in clutch. God, that thing looks crazy. No, Dave, we gotta put the ramp back first. Don't go get your kids yet. Oh man, I can't wait to get it off the ramp so I can just breathe for a second. That's stressful when you got all your money about to tip over. Well, buddy, I think so far we can call that another victory.
I would say, man. I
appreciate all your help, man. Appreciate all you do for the channel.
Get out of here, man. I appreciate being a part of it.
I'm still coming down. My heart rate is still coming down from that. But hey, guys, we got ourselves a ramp. We got ourselves what I think is one of the sweetest flex ramp podium elephant stands out there. And I think we're ready, essentially. You know, we got to do a few more finishing touches, get the laser or plasma cut pieces that are going to go on the sides, get everything powder coated. I haven't decided. I mean, I think I have in mind what I want to do with the powder coat, and you guys are all kind of making some good hints at what I want to do. So we're gonna make it match the truck in one way, shape, or form. But yeah, it functions. Will I ever drive the front up on it? I don't know. I was just not comfortable at all doing that with the front. So we'll see. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I know this video probably ended up being a little bit longer than you anticipated. Don't worry, me too, being that we're on day 2. It would have gone to day 3 if we didn't just test it right now. Now, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please click the subscribe button now, that way you do not miss out on any future content. Don't forget to give this video a like, aka a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out workforapparel.com, because if there's anything you want in this life, you gotta be willing to
Work for it.
You guys are the best.
Ramp up the outro, dog.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah.